How are we doing here? They're back. Breaking news, we're back. Let's see what the judge says. We're back. Look at this right now. Look at it right now. Look. Right there. Judge, at the outset, I want you to understand, Mr. Combs, you are not being sentenced for acquitted conduct. But under 3553, I must consider many things. Mr. Combs, you are a self-made artist who has inspired the community, I guess a community of color or community of color. Okay, hold on. He's telling him he has inspired community of color. No other update yet. Inner City Press. The judge says, we saw the video. The free game course in the in jail, in the detention center. We saw the video your team presented today about you. The free game course in the detention center. The court hopes you continue to expand it. You are devoted to your family. The court, of course, considers the collateral consequences of sentencing you. The court has to consider all your history here. A history of good works can't wash away the record in this case. You abused 3 women. You used that abuse to get your way. Freak-offs and hotel nights. The evidence of the abuse is massive. I was sitting right here during the testimony. Wow. Judge, this was subjugation. That is the reality of what happened. These offenses irreparably harmed 2 women. You plied them with drugs. Why did it happen so long? You had the power and resources to keep it going. You were more than a John. I guess that's somebody who uses a prostitute. Again, the judge says these offenses irreparably harmed 2 women. You plied them with drugs. Why did it happen so long? You had the power and resources. You had the power and resources to keep it going. It doesn't sound like a minimal sentence is coming up right now. I'll say that.
I need the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. You was outside trying to party, I was outside trying to save a soul. Bro said, can we go church in the morning? Praise break, please don't step on my toes. No, please don't step on my toes. Praising the King that sits on the throne. How can I put faith in mankind? I put mine in Christ alone.
Okay, if you were just joining us, we are just tapped in. We were tapped into some court reporters who's reporting a play-by-play of Diddy's sentence. He is sentenced to 50 months in prison, which is roughly 4 years. Which is roughly 4 years, 4.25 years, roughly, something around that. 4 years and 2 months, I think. Which is a significant amount of time. Now, if you deduct the 1 year he's already spent in, he's looking at another 3 years in jail, which is looking crazy, but that's what it's looking like right now. We'll patch back into the announcer who's kind of got a guy in there talking about it, but that's what it seems like is going on.
Again, the prosecution has requested over 11 years. The defense has requested 14 months. Hold on a second. Hold on. A significant sentence is required to deter. Breaking news. The judge says a significant sentence is required to deter. You say you're sorry and you won't do it again. After Miss Ventura's civil lawsuit was filed, after the video was public, after an investigation started, you had a brutal hotel night with Jane, punched her in the head. Oh my gosh. Let me just do this here. The judge just said a significant sentence is required to deter. Well, it's going to be a significant sentence then. I don't have an update yet, but I can tell you that's the last thing that was posted by Matthew Lee from the courtroom. Hang on a moment. Update from Matthew. Judge, Jane says he told her, take this pill, go out there and blank his blank. Blank him, I don't care. The court is not convinced this would not happen again. The court has considered the programs. They are outweighed by the trial record in this case. Wow. Wow. This is the judge saying this. The court is not convinced this would not happen again. Waiting for the next update. Great reporting by Matthew Lee at Inner City Press in the courtroom. I don't have the next update yet. Give me a moment. Getting you the next update as soon as it comes out. That right now is the last one. But again, the judge just said a significant sentence is required to deter. The judge also says the court is not convinced that this type of thing would not happen again. Update. 135 months would be more than necessary. That's what the prosecution was asking for. Judge, exploitation and violence against women must be met with real accountability to promote respect for the law. The court reaches a few conclusions. 135 months, which is what the prosecution is asking for, would be more than necessary. So it's not going to be 135 months, which is over 11 years. It's not going to be that. We know it's not going to be that. It's going to be less than 135 months. So we know that so far, but it's going to be a significant sentence. It's going to be a significant sentence, less than 135 months. That's the last update that Matthew has posted. Waiting to hear more. As soon as I have it, I will put it on the screen. But that is the last one I've seen. So what is it going to be? It's going to be less than 135, but it's going to be significant. It's going to be a significant sentence. Still waiting for the next update. Okay, the judge says 14 months would not be sufficient. That's what the defense was asking for. A sentence over 11 years is not reasonable. Even the probation department recommends a sentence less than half of that. That was 70 to 87 months. But 14 months time served would not be sufficient. Okay, so how to read this? Is the judge going to go higher than the sentencing guideline of 70 to 87 months? So it's going to be more than 14 months, less than 135 months. right, hold on. Let's see if I can get another update here. Don't have it yet. As you can see, the judge has said 135 months would be more than necessary, but 14 months would not be sufficient. And the judge has said that a significant sentence is needed to deter. All right, hold on a moment here. $50 months! 50 months of incarceration is the sentence. Breaking news. 50 months. 50 months. That's actually less than the guidelines. Here, the data shows a wide variety of sentences weighing all the relevant factors. The court determines the sentence is 50 months of incarceration. And I'm guessing that includes the year he's done so far. Diddy sentenced to 50 months in prison. Breaking news. Breaking news. Diddy sentenced to 50 months in prison. Again, he has served about 12 months right now. So I guess that would be about 3 more years. Breaking news. You can see it right in front of you. Let me just be absolutely sure and make sure there's not some kind of typo or something. But in the absence of a typo, that's what it is.
Let's go back over to
from outside. Hold on a second. There's a live shot. Now I need to, there's a second live shot I think I can get you, but give me a moment here. Okay, yeah, hold on a second. Hang on a moment. Hang on a moment here. Let me get you the other shot I want to show you. I have a different camera I can get up on the screen here. I'll get you sound from outside too. I'm just preparing this so I can show you, get stuff, I can show you what I have. Okay, I have that. Let me just see if the judge posted anything else. I'm going to see if the judge said anything else. Hang on. 50 months for Diddy. I don't see anything else yet from Matthew inside the court. All right, let me just keep an eye on the different camera angles I have here. All right, so I have 2 different angles here. Hold on, I'm going to get the sound on for you.
Okay, all right, yeah. Okay. Because I tried to add them, but it's like being pushed. Okay, right.
Let me just pull up. There's another shot I have that I can show you, but there. That's the second shot right there. We are bringing you live coverage, 50 months, 50. I'm going to actually go with the other shot. Hold on a second here. Let me go with this shot. I'm going to switch shot number 2 to, I think, a better version of shot number 2. We are going to hear from the legal teams, I'm assuming. I'll get you more updates from the courtroom too. I'm just getting this shot prepared for you so we can keep an eye on what's going on at the courthouse. But let me, in a minute, check for updates from in the courthouse. I'm going to check that right now. Oh, a fine of $500,000. A fine of $500,000. All right, hold on a moment. I just saw this from Matthew Lee reporting from in the courthouse. Look at this, guys. Another update here. The court imposes a fine of $500,000. Including to defray the costs of imprisonment. There is no restitution, but there is forfeiture as reflected in the order. I don't know how the forfeiture works. There is a $5,000 fine under the statute and a special assessment $200. The judge also says, I want to speak to the strong women. Hang on a moment here. I want to speak to the strong women who came forward. Miss Ventura and Jane, you've been through trauma we can't imagine. Miss Ventura said it was forced sex and degradation. I want to say, we heard you. That is from the judge.
Read the sentence for it. It's not said.
So again, 50 months, and he's already served 12. I assume he'll get credit for the time he served. The guideline was 70 to 87 months. The judge went below the recommended guideline, which he's allowed to do. All right, let's go back to the outdied shot for a second. Oh, hold on, I have a different shot. Hold on. Look at this. Look at that shot. Look at that shot right there. Oh my gosh. Look, we got the cameras for you. We got people outside, multiple cameras.
This is what we do at court.
I'm trying to do something.
Another comment from the judge. More comments from the judge. The judge says, you weren't just speaking to the jurors, he says to Cassie Ventura and Jane, the victims. You weren't just speaking to the jurors, but to other victims. You stood up to power. It's not easy. Violence behind closed doors doesn't have to stay secret forever. I know you still bear trauma, but you've taught us that you don't have to stay a victim. Thank you to Lorna Landgren, I Am Charlie, Coffee Beard, KWNY Upstate. Some of our viewers like KWNY think he could get out earlier for like good behavior or parole or whatever. I don't know how that works. Maybe he will. Thank you, Richard Haley's, Horeo, Zeppelin 904, Catherine McGraw, Anthony Ciaccio, Cabo Amy and Jay. Leon thinks he'll do all his time because it's federal. This I do not know. I got to see what some experts say about this. Thanks also Claire Master over on Twitch and Shadow Elf 85. All right, hold on. We're waiting to hear from the legal teams, I assume.
If you were just joining us, Puff Daddy has just been sentenced to 4.2 years in jail and a fine of $500,000, $500,000 by the judge, which is less than the guidelines they were saying of roughly 70 months. I have a guy who's actually doing a play-by-play on it. He's been doing a great job for the last 6 hours of bringing a play-by-play. There's an in-court reporter in there who's texting and tweeting out the results and what's actually being said. So this has been very helpful just to keep us in the loop. All the statements was heard by Diddy and his team. His children spoke for him. I think he had another pastor, someone speak in his behalf. He also spoke himself. And then after the whole proceedings went through, where the prosecution made their argument, I think they were pushing for 11 years, which is the maximum sentence I think he could have gotten on this. The judge felt 11 years would have been too excessive, so he decided to just issue a 4-year sentence, 4.2-year sentence. And I'm not sure if that includes time served, which I think he's already been in for about a year. So if it does include time served, it means that he would have an additional 3 years to serve, and also a $500,000 fine. Right now, we're waiting for the attorneys to come out of the courtroom to make their post-sentence statements. We'll go back to the play-by-play by the man who's been covering this for us. So let's go ahead and switch back on over to that.
Be 42 and a half months. That would be 40, right? That'd be 42 and a half months. And he's done about 12 months or so. So it'd be about 2.5 more years, if I have that right. Court is adjourned. Breaking news. Look what Matthew just posted. Guys, court is adjourned. Let me show you. Awesome job by Matthew today. Judge adjourned. Story and next book coming soon. So that's from Inner City Press. Matthew Lee, he's the best at this. He covers certain cases. He goes to the court and he live reports what's going on. I'm paying Matthew today, as he deserves, to be able to show you his reporting. If you want to give him a follow, he is at Inner City Press. You can check out his account. But thank you so much, Matthew, for letting us hear your reporting today. You were incredible. And now we are waiting for people to come out of the courtroom. The court is adjourned. So we're going to hear from Diddy's legal team, I'm assuming. Will we hear from the prosecution too? I would think so. Maybe family members? I don't know. But we are waiting to hear from them. We got 2 different camera angles here. The microphones are set up as we wait. Reuters says that the sentence He had faced up to 20 years behind bars. He had been convicted on 2 counts of arranging for paid male escorts to travel across state lines to take part in drug-fueled sexual performances, sometimes known as freak-offs, with his girlfriends while he recorded video and, I'll say, pleasured himself. Thank you to Maureen Allen. Thank you, Maureen. I really appreciate it. Waiting to hear some speakers coming up. AP says Diddy was sentenced to 4 years and 2 months. Also fined $500,000. Since he has served a year in jail already, this sentence means he would be released in about 3 years if he serves the whole sentence. Yes, he hasn't been in jail since, I believe, last September. Now he will be transferred to a prison, I believe. Hold on a moment. We have a different camera angle here. One of our viewers Godrathoth says from a possible life sentence to 2.5 to 3 years for a one-man RICO, this was a W for Diddy. That's what our viewer Godrathoth thinks.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Good. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Good.
Okay, thank you.
Mic 2. Okay, sorry. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Good. Okay, thank you.
Mic check. Mic check. They just did a mic check. Lindsey Graham, Republican senator and supporter of President Trump, said Hamas's response to President Trump's peace plan is a classic yes, but. Lindsey Graham says this is in essence a rejection by Hamas of President Trump's take it or leave it proposal. Lindsey Graham, the Republican senator, says no disarmament, keeping Gaza under Palestinian control, and tying hostage release to negotiations, along with other problems. 50 Cent, the rapper, just posted.
Yeah, they are.
50 Cent says,
Yeah, why don't you go on the other one?
let me show you what 50 Cent, the rapper, said.
Yeah, why don't you go on the other one?
50 Cent says, hey, to whoever was booking Diddy for a speaking engagement, I heard he won't be able to make it. I'm available. The prosecution said that Diddy had booked a speaking engagement for next week.
'50's pretty petty, man. He don't care. This dude just got 4 years in jail, and this dude is being sarcastic after the guy's sentence. I don't know what their beef is. They seem to have something going on between the two of them. It goes deep, much deeper than I initially thought. You know, this is not a good verdict. I mean, it's not the worst. He's not getting 11 years. He's getting a little under half of that. So, my prayers are with his family. I think this, you know, was an interesting case.
So again, any moment now, we're going to be hearing from, I assume, the prosecution and the defense legal teams. Thanks to Jiva86. Thanks for shouting out the mods, Jiva.
It's unfortunate. I think this says that men just have to be careful. I mean, Diddy clearly was a guy with fetishes and things that he liked, and apparently he was joined by his lady. I mean, she had these fetishes. She wanted to book these men, you know, and you know.
Oh, thanks to Lisa Holmes on Facebook for the Facebook stars. I really appreciate that, Lisa Holmes. Thank you. We're still waiting here.
She sued him for millions of dollars, and unfortunately, despite the fact that she won that settlement, I think she got more than $20 million from the guy. She then took him to court, tried to get him life in jail, and it only resulted in him getting about 4 years in jail, in addition to having an extra $500,000 fine. Now, I think there's some lessons for men to learn from this, that you have to tread lightly when it comes to dating women, especially if you are a man of influence, especially if you are a man with power and ability, and who's got a lot to lose. There's certain things and there's certain women that you can't get involved in. Now, I'm not excusing Diddy's behavior. Obviously, I don't condone any man putting hands on any female, which ultimately played a part here because it painted him as a monster. But I just think if you have these random sexual fetishes, then you're not disciplined in terms of how you move. You know, this fate could be for any man who's reckless. And unfortunately, this was the case for Sean Combs. His sexual desires got the best of him. So in light of that, I think the lesson here is just that you have to, tread lightly. Especially with how you deal with women, especially if you're a man of influence. I'm not a big fan of people piling up on a guy while he's down. I'm not a fan of the lifestyle he lived. It seems like he had some homosexual tendencies and some weird, peculiar fetishes. But in terms of justice, he was facing a RICO charge for consensual sex that he was having with his partner. And it got painted into a whole RICO. Luckily, he didn't have to, he didn't get sentenced or he didn't get convicted of the more serious charges. He did get convicted of the lesser charge, which I believe was transportation of sexual workers and things of that nature. And while some may have thought he should have just gotten time served, it resulted in him getting 4 years in jail. Again, for some people, they think that this is a just hearing, a just outcome. Others may think that maybe he's getting the short end of the stick. But I think there's lessons to be learned from this whole experience, is that you have to tread lightly. You have to, really find God in your life and figure out how to slow yourself down, because the fast life sometimes could catch up with you. So, my prayers go to him and his family. I wouldn't wish prison on anyone, but in this case, this is what the judge felt was necessary to resolve this matter, and this seems to be the outcome. So at this point, we're waiting for post sentencing statements from both the prosecution and the defense, as well as possibly his kids who may want to talk about it. I think they were expecting him to be free. I think he had made arrangements maybe to do a speaking engagement under the assumption that he would be freed. But it seems like the judge determined that 4.2 years in jail is the adequate punishment for the offenses, plus a $500,000 fine. Now, there is a possibility that maybe Trump may pardon him and forgive him so that he doesn't have to spend an extended period of time in jail. Maybe Trump may feel that, time served may give him a pardon. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't know if this is a federal charge or if this is a state charge. If it is federal, I think it's within Trump's powers to pardon him and do something. If it's state, I don't know what, if he has the ability to do that. I think only the state governor or something might be able to commute that sentence. But that being said, we are still awaiting statements from the prosecution and the defense, as well as his family, should they want to speak. All right, let's swing back over to our play-to-play correspondent, who is kind of reading texts, internal things that was being streamed inside the courtroom. I thought it'd be important to bring that to the forefront. While we're waiting for post-sentencing comments from the defense, here's the video, the actual video. It's about an 11-minute video that was actually shared in the courtroom, I believe, during the sentencing hearing. I just got access to it, so let me go ahead and play it right now. Let's share this tab. Okay. So this is the sentencing video that his family, I guess, released to the judge so that he can be somewhat lenient on the sentencing. It's an 11-minute video.
When my baby cries.
You gotta give her a bottle then.
Know that you mean something to people. Know that you mean something to people. Like you live somewhere in people's heart.
My nose fell off.
No,
Then my lip fell off. Thank you. You hear it?
You inspire, you energize, and you've left that for the rest of the existence of this planet, man.
One thing about great producers is they make you want to do better and be better about what you do. And he made me feel like I could do anything and go anywhere.
From New York. I love New York. I love the city of New York. I love the children of New York. I wanted to do something good. I wanted to get my generation in the hip hop community behind us. They come through in a big way. And we wanted to raise some money for the children of New York City for health and education. We have a huge education crisis. And, this is just a start. It's something we're going to be committed to. I'm going to be committed to for a lifetime. And it's no better way than taking it to the streets. It's a beautiful city. Running all around the city is going to be painful. It's going to be rough. But, if we get through it, then it'll show kids and everybody else that, finish what you started and you can do anything you put your mind to. Any of y'all go to public school?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all running to raise money for your schools. So y'all get more books and computers and stuff like that. I just feel like it's important that us, young adults of power, that we look out for y'all. And we utilize our power to make sure y'all all right in the future. Put everything you can into your work, Don't think the cool thing is not to do your work. Don't think the cool thing is to hang on the corner with your friends and to talk about stuff that ain't gonna protect your future.
What did you learn about him as a man who was taking up a new sport?
Well, I was actually very impressed. A lot of people think it's just a celebrity stunt, that he isn't serious about his running. He is as serious about his running, has been the last 9 weeks, as a lot of these guys in the lead pack. I mean, he's really devoted and dedicated himself to running. He's had some knee problems, and a lot of people don't think he's going to finish. He is going to finish, even if he has to do it on one leg, because he's raised a lot of money for kids' charities, and he's not going to let all those people down.
Let's go. Where we going? We're going straight to the top, baby. Let's go is a constant reminder. Let's go. Boom. Live in the present. Sometimes, you daydreaming. Sometimes, Uncle Diddy got to hit you with let's go. Clap it up on the sideline. Let's get our energy right. Come on. To make sure that you pursuing your dream, that you staying focused. Let's go. Let's keep going forward. Let's go means let's be positive. Let's take it up another notch. Let's go spend time with our kids. Let's go. Let's give thanks to God. Let's go. Let's turn it up. Let's get in the vocal booth. Let's stop procrastinating. Let's go. Let's understand what it's going to take to achieve that dream. So instead of talking about the guns and the violence, I was always talking about a better life. Places we didn't go before. Things we never wore. Cars we never drove. Houses we never lived in. I think I brought an aspiration to hip-hop. Tried to take it out of just being street. Our whole stuff was a fantasy and a dream that I always felt would come true. I started out just like you guys. I come from New York. I grew up in Harlem. I used to have to wear a uniform every day. Had to get up early in the morning, had to travel to go to school. I worked hard, just like you guys are working. This country and this world we live in may have planned for y'all. I didn't listen to that, and I don't want y'all to listen to it either. Y'all are great. Y'all are kings. Y'all are queens. Y'all are leaders. I just got so excited because this is truly a dream come true for me. And I'm happy to say this is our third school we have opened. It's official. When we come together as a people, nothing can stop us. What I want to do with my freedom is, make sure that I can make change.
And I found out that Mr. Sean Diddy Combs posted me on Instagram.
We met Sean Diddy Combs for the first time, and Sean gave Trey a $25,000 grant, which allowed us to open a physical store.
Revolt, as one of the only Black-owned networks, we have to own something. We have to have something that's ours. We have to have something that we can control our narrative, and we could speak about things that are important to us, and we could have a platform and a foundation to be free. But I want to get advice from y'all. I want to not just have a one-way conversation.
We need a platform where they can put artists that are different, really different, that we can get a shot on other stations.
Working for Revolt TV and working for Diddy was absolutely life-changing. It was the best job I've ever had. I learned excellence through him.
I don't see enough things truly changing. And I don't understand how we are the richest, most powerful country in the world, and it seems like we can't solve the problems within our own community.
African American communities are last. And the only people that are going to change that is us. We have to stand strong together, and we have to get to that change.
You will change the world.
I've been to hell,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna make it.
you gonna make it. That's right. And I got something for you. Remember I told you I had a present for you?
Yeah. Ain't that pretty?
This is a heart, because you my heart.
Oh.
All right?
Okay.
You my heart.
Okay.
May God bless you and keep you happy and keep you thinking positive. Everything's not gonna be perfect at this time in life. And you good, you're a good person that understands reality. So we're gonna accentuate the positives in life. Cause you're doing great, girl. You're doing great.
God knows.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing great. I want you to be happy about your life. You're doing great. We got a lot of living to do now. Don't have me come behind me. I'll be taking you everywhere. You be going everywhere.
You hang out together.
Okay, what's your name?
You were a little boy. Jeannie Ned.
Okay, Jeannie.
Yeah, you just keep hanging in there.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm telling you right now, you did a great job.
Thank you.
I'm wrapping my head around and meeting you and also telling you did a great job at the same time.
That means
So
a lot.
pleasure to meet
That
you.
means a lot.
So I'd rather at the end of the day be the one standing there with you was the best person. You made us feel the best as a person. How old are you?
2.
How old are you? 2. You got a 2. That's 2.
My name is Pookie the Bird. Pookie.
Happy birthday.
Washing hands. We're going to be shucking it up. Yeah! Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, God.
Today, God is the greatest. He blessed me and my girlfriend Kim in the world with 2 beautiful baby girls.
She's sleeping.
We have breaking news to tell you about now. Model and actress Kim Porter, who shares 3 children with Sean Diddy Combs, has been found dead.
She just loved me unconditionally, you know. She just loved me just for me. It's like the closest you could be like with a person.
I get to thinking about her, and I go to crying about her.
Today, now I'm a full-time dad, and I'm going to be there for you through everything, all of y'all. Every Sunday, I got to slow everything down and do the family ritual, get the family together, make sure the girls watching church.
There is a definition of grace that is more.
Pops, I love you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for inspiring. I've looked up to you and admired you outside of you just being my father, just you being just a great human being, a kind human being. I love how you inspire me to keep going, to never stop following my dreams, to always believe in myself.
See your foot, put in that middle part.
Yeah, I did it. I wanted to tell you how much I love you, how much I care for you. Thank you for being so supportive of me and my siblings' dreams, for always encouraging us to go for whatever we want.
We love you. We can't wait to make more memories with you. Just want to thank you for everything you do for us. Yes. And that you're loved more than you think.
I had to pick which trophy I want the best person trophy. And I know in order for me to get into heaven, I'm not going to get in there, well, come on in heaven, you had 20 hit records. That don't mean nothing. And that's what this world is for. they're gonna say, "Oh, come on in heaven, you was a nice person."
I love you.
I love you so much.
I love you so much.
Love you so much.
Hi, Daddy.
That was a heart-touching video that was played in court by Puffy and his team. I think it really does speak to the fact that we'll shift over to the post job. But I think that video speaks to the fact that this guy was a human being with a family. And I think it's interesting in these moments when you can accomplish a lifetime of success and do so many good things for a lot of people's lives. And then there's a spot on your record. There's something, some blemish, some dirt, some stuff that isn't, pleasant, isn't the type of thing you would want showcased in the world. And that overshadows all the positive things that you've done. And I think we fall victim to that. When the crowd is throwing stones at you for that one thing you may have done that people didn't appreciate or that paints you in a bad light, everything else you did gets overshadowed. Not too often do we see Puff Daddy portrayed as a father, portrayed as a person who's influenced and helped others. He's opened 3 schools. He's done a number of things. And there are plenty of people who are not as accomplished, who hasn't done as much good as this guy has done. Now, me making this statement, I am not condoning the fetishes and the behaviors that he has. But what I am saying is that I think it's only fair to look at the totality of the man's life and not just the part of it that's got the blemish and the issues, because we all as human beings have stains on our lives. We have our bright moments and we also have our low moments that if it was televised, we probably wouldn't love being chastised and ridiculed by the world if we just highlighted and focused on the blemishes on our record. And it's unfortunate because again, this isn't a life sentence. It's a 4-year sentence, which I think, is what the judge felt was fair to the victims, taking nothing away from the victims. I do believe that they deserve justice if there was coercion, if there was these things. But I also think on the flip side of things, there is a disruption in the lives of the people that this man influences. He had a staff. He was providing income to a number of people. There was a number of families that got supported by this man and what he stood for, the brands that he's built, the legacy that he's built. And the disruption of him going to jail does play a part in the livelihood of so many other families that depended on him. And so that's something that I think it's important to keep in play. I am not of the mindset that we should pile on to people. In fact, the Bible says that even if somebody that your enemy is facing hardship, we shouldn't celebrate his downfall, or else the wrath of God will be turned on us. I'm not here to celebrate the downfall of Diddy or the fact that he got this 4-year sentence. I'm here to pray for him and to pray that God can reform his life and continue to take him on a direction that is more pleasing to God. I'm not here to ridicule him any more than he's already been ridiculed, or to join the chorus of people who wants to throw rocks on the man's name and totally diminish his legacy. Again, I don't condone the lifestyle he lived, especially pertaining to his little sexual fetishes and things of that nature. I don't condone that. And I don't condone the beating of women. I don't condone abusing women in any way, shape, or form. That being said, I also think that this is a human being who has another side of the coin. Despite the blemishes on his record, he does do good for a lot of other people. He has made an impact, a positive impact on other people's lives. And it's unfortunate that things played out in the way that they did, that they had to be victims of his, or that he himself had to be a victim to his own conduct. But at the end of the day, I do want to highlight the fact that there are positives to this man's life as well that shouldn't be overlooked solely because of this blemish on his record.
What's up, twins? Quincy, what's up, man? Pink coat, pull your head, baby. Pink coat, yo. Yo, Pink. How do you guys feel? Too long? You guys upset? What is going to be written down on paper? Transportation of prostitutes. How does that
He spoke to law enforcement, the prosecutors, but the court did not allow many of the witnesses who were willing to testify, probably because of judicial economy, because the trial would have been very long. I don't know. 148 months is what the sentence was. I think the judge was very thoughtful. He didn't do the 11 years that the prosecutor wanted, and nor did he do the 14 months that the defense wanted. So Mr. Combs will be in prison for a while. He basically had a lot of good things to say, the judge did, about Mr. Combs and his contribution to the community over many years and to racial justice. But on the other hand, he has to pay the price for what he did. He could have had 10 years for each of the two counts of the violation of the Mann Act, which is going across state lines for the purpose of prostitution. So I think all in all, he gave the sentence that was recommended by the probation office. And so that's somewhere in between what the prosecution wanted and what the defense wanted. So it's finally over, except that there will be appeal, of course, by Mr. Combs' very large legal team. And so we'll see what happens on appeal. Yeah, the argument was by the defense that that really this was just watching sex, and so that's free speech. But the judge did not agree to that argument. It wasn't about filming. He said you can't launder an illegal act into a constitutional right, because that would otherwise be a very narrow interpretation of the Mann Act. So it was about committing a crime, because he pointed out that Mr. Combs had in fact participated and sometimes had sexual interaction with Jane and also with Cassie. So it wasn't just about watching, he actually participated in it. So I think he's got a good argument, and I don't think that the defense has a good argument on appeal. So he could have gotten 20 years, 10 years consecutively for each count. And now he has 148 months for a sentence. Many of my clients were very concerned that he might walk free by the end of this year, time served, and then a couple more months. And they were very much afraid that he would retaliate against them. And so I think that they will be happy that he will be at least in prison for a number of years. I think they'll feel comforted on that. So thank you. Okay, all right.
If you were joining us, that was just some statements made, but I believe by the prosecution's defense, stating that she thinks victims will be happy with him spending some months in prison. Again, you know, we're all human beings, and I think we should always be gracious and merciful to each other and forgiving. You know, my prayers go out to Cassie and her family and all the other victims. My prayers go out to them. My prayers go out to Sean Combs and his family. While he's going to have to sit down and do this time, you know, my prayers go out to him as well. And I just encourage, you know, my listeners to, you know, to balance their emotions when it comes to this situation. You know, the media is great at elevating someone and then totally bashing them. You saw that happen with Michael Jackson. They elevate him, then totally bash him. You saw that happen with Bill Cosby. They elevate him, totally bash him. You saw that happen with R. Kelly. Elevate him, totally bash him. And a lot of times, you know, some men are viewed, especially black men, are viewed as a point of attack. Now, this is not some race thing, but I'm simply saying that, you know, this man did make something of his life through hard work. And, you know, though his character still needed to be developed in a lot of other ways, and there were other habits that he had that ultimately led to his downfall, I don't want to diminish the good that he's done. So I want to speak to that, you know. So with that said, I also encourage, for those of you who have, you know, followed along with this live stream, which is going on close to 8 hours now, I'm going to encourage you to stay connected and to let your voice be heard by weighing in what your opinions are, your thoughts are through the comment section, but also just to, you know, share your thoughts, like and subscribe, and stay and add to the conversation. My prayers go out to everyone who's been listening, to their families, and I just wish everyone well. All right, that's it for me. We handing out.